Hey guys, Coach Mitch here. How you doing? Let's talk about the 5 points of the CBP interview and the psychology behind it. The psychology of the panel towards you. First thing they're going to do, they're going to interrupt you sometimes. And you're probably thinking, I guess it was a mistake, huh? They made a mistake. No, it's intentional. They're checking. They're checking for things like, can you adjust? Can you stay composed? And can you continue your reasoning as you're already talking? So basically you're saying, if you're doing da-da-da-da-da and they interrupt you, boom, right? They say, I'm sorry, and you put the hand down, that's the interruption. Can you connect A to B and keep flowing succinctly, right? They're watching for how your mind works and how you stay on target and on topic, because this happens in the real world. Whether you're CBP officer at the airport, or BP, or FBI, or Secret Service, your ability to track your thoughts and keep them going in a continual fashion is going to be important, of course. So they're trying to see how you do. So that's the first in psychology. Sometimes they're going to interrupt you on purpose. Number two, I hear this a lot. My clients say, boy, they sure were quiet. They were very silent. They didn't say a whole lot. That's all by design too. For the uncoached person, the untrained person, it's going to cause you to ramble, because what silence does is cause you to lose some confidence in yourself and the environment, thinking, oh, maybe they really don't want to hear what I have to say. Maybe they're bored. They're not. They're testing you to see where you stand. They're seeing if you're going to panic, if you're going to start to ramble, if you're going to second guess yourself, or if you're going to stay calm. Now, if you've been practicing and understanding and practicing and understanding and practicing, this should be no big deal to you, because you're going to learn how to respond to a silent crowd. You can't think of it like you failed. You got to think of it like, this is part of myself. I'm being tested. If you don't understand that you're being tested the whole time, then you're going to lose already. You got to go in there with thick skin and a focused mind, saying, you know what, no matter what they throw at me, I'm going to pass this. They can be as quiet as they want to be. They can be as loud as they want to be. They can interrupt me as many times as they want to interrupt. I'm not going to lose focus here. This is how I teach my clients, the discipline and the focus every time. I don't care what kind of questions they throw at you, because my clients are ready for these questions through repetition, through coaching, through training. That's how that works. If you're serious too, link down below in the coaching session down there. Get into my calendar. I'll show you how to do it. Now, when they give you this pressure, right? Because they're going to give you questions that are going to be pressurized on purpose. In fact, most of the questions you get are pressurized on purpose to see how you perform, to see how you do. And they do this because they want to see if you're going to be consistent. Because when people start losing track, right? If you ever question somebody for interview or even an interrogation, right? The more you apply the pressure, the more, if it's a lie, they'll go off track with that lie, because they can't maintain it anymore. They're being truthful, they'll keep on saying the same thing over and over again. The pressure is also to see if you're going to have the six of your partner, if you're going to have your own safety, and also the safety of the public. These questions are designed that way to see how you're going to protect everybody else. Yes, yourself included, but remember, you're there to help everybody else as well. You are an officer. Last thing is, they're going to judge your judgment. They're going to see this question with the pressure. They're going to judge how well you do this, right? How well you handle it. That's the big deal. Fourth one I want to tell you about, you will make a mistake or two in the interview process. That's just part of the deal. But you might make one or two mistakes in the interview process. Now, some people, God dog it, and they just lose everything, right? But after practice, my clients know, okay, got this wrong, here I go, and they go it again, right? They do it again, very, very even all the way through. They're going to test you on this. They're going to see, first of all, when you make a mistake, how fast do you recognize it? That's a big one, right? Some people say, can't do it again, and they do it again, the same exact wrong answer, the same exact wrong context, the same exact missing the judgment, the emotional maturity, the integrity. And they did it again, but they did it again the wrong way. So they want you to know how to stabilize your answer and recover from your mistake. Last one is this, guys. This is why I tell you all the time, forget about your degree. doesn't mean nothing. They're not measuring your knowledge. They're measuring trust and integrity. This is truly what they're measuring. If I could tell you this, if you're in my coaching program, you understand a lot of the questions I ask you are based on trust, because a lot of the questions they ask you in the interview are also based on trust. It's how that works, you know? And so you have to come off right from the get-go as one who is mired in integrity, because I'm going to ask you direct questions about your integrity just like they are. And so you need to understand who you're dealing with in this panel. And the psychology of the panel is to test you to the utmost. They are already seeing you in uniform. They see you with the authority. Now they're seeing how you handle it. You're probably saying, well, Coach Mitch, that's kind of unfair. I've been a civilian all my life. I've never been LEO. It's not unfair. If you don't prepare yourself properly, who are you hurting? Who are you being unfair to? You're being unfair to yourself. They tell you, come in for the interview on Zoom. It's a CBP interview. So, federal level law enforcement paramilitary organization. That should tell you it's not a civilian interview. Therefore, you got to prepare the right way. So you say it's not fair. No, it is fair. You're being prepared. You got 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a month and a half to get ready. You walk into there thinking you're going to get some kind of civilian type interview questions. Who's being unfair? You're being unfair to yourself. Now, I know there's not a lot of information out there for the interview practice. I get that. But I offer it for sure. My clients pass at a 90.4% pass rate. And they know they're up for the interview of their life. And I prepare them that way. If you guys are serious to understand the psychology of this interview panel and how to break through it, I can show you how to do it. I've been doing this for 7 years now. Let's get to it. Link below in my description. Get to my calendar. I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care. Have a good day.